Attention passionate Washington Commanders fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Washington Commanders' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Washington Commanders fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS and Washington, Commanders FANS. Let's get to the news now. Listen, this rumor swirling around the NFL landscape is no small thing. It's about a potential blockbuster trade that could reshape the entire NFC East, and honestly, it could elevate the Washington Commanders to a whole new level on their quest for Super Bowl glory. The whispers are that the Detroit Lions, currently sitting at 9-5 and with a cap space of around $18 million, are considering parting ways with one of their top players, Penei Sewell, the Oregon-born offensive tackle who's been turning heads since he stepped into the league. And believe me, this isn't just idle talk. The sources suggest that the Lions are feeling the pressure to make some tough decisions, especially given their cap constraints and the need to balance their roster for the stretch run. Now, why would the Lions want to trade Sewell? Well, it's mainly about cap management and the team's overall strategy. Sewell, who's an absolute beast on the offensive line, commands a hefty $28 million salary, which is pretty steep for a team trying to stay flexible. The Lions are reportedly exploring the idea of trading Sewell in exchange for draft picks and a young offensive tackle, all while prioritizing extensions for their key players. This move would be similar to what the Commanders did with Trent Williams back in the day, a strategic decision to build around their franchise quarterback and strengthen their offensive line for the future. And that's where it gets interesting for us, because Sewell, who's been an all-pro caliber player since he entered the league, would be a huge upgrade for Washington's offensive line. Remember, Sewell has played over 78 games so far with a PFF grade of 91. 5 in 2025, and in those 12 games he's only allowed 3 sacks. His run-block win rate is an impressive 82%, and he's known for his consistency, durability, and ability to dominate at the line of scrimmage. His career stats speak volumes. Over 200 snaps, just 12 penalties in 2025, and a +1 EPA per run. The guy is a game changer, and for us, he could be the anchor that transforms our offensive line from a liability into an absolute strength. Now in 2025, Sewell has been remarkably healthy, missing only 3 games due to a knee injury in Week 5. But even then, he made a statement in Week 2, with 0 pressures allowed. That level of performance is what you expect from elite tackles like Tristan Wirfs or Rashawn Slater, and Sewell's stats and film match that tier. He's a true blue-chip player, and with his addition, the Commanders could see a significant boost in their run game and pass protection. Imagine protecting Sam Howell better, giving him more time to operate and opening lanes for Brian Robinson Jr., who's been a workhorse in the backfield. The potential improvement is staggering, with projections showing a 20% increase in rushing efficiency and a 25% reduction in sacks allowed. The Lions, on the other hand, are in a tricky spot. They're fighting to find the right balance, currently sitting at 9-5, but their offensive line has been allowing too many sacks, 22 so far this season, and their run game has been inconsistent. Sewell's cap hit and the potential trade value could be a way for Detroit to free up cap space and target other areas of need, especially on defense or secondary depth. But the risk is real. Trading Sewell could leave their offensive line more vulnerable, especially given their current sacks allowed and the need for a reliable blindside protector. Still, this kind of move shows how strategic and aggressive NFL teams are willing to get when it comes to building a Super Bowl caliber roster. So what does this mean for Washington? Well, if the Commanders somehow manage to pull this off, it would be a game changer. Sewell would immediately step into the starting lineup, providing stability and elite talent at right tackle or even left tackle if needed. His presence would significantly improve our protection scheme, giving Howell more time to find receivers, and could revitalize our entire offensive identity. Remember last season, our offensive line was a mixed bag, and injuries only made things worse. Sewell's addition could be the missing piece to elevate us from a decent team into a true playoff contender. His impact would be felt not just in the passing game, but also in our ability to control the clock and dominate in the trenches. Looking at the bigger picture, this move could also have long-term implications for the division. The NFC East has been highly competitive, with teams like the Eagles and Cowboys boasting formidable defenses and strong offensive lines. Sewell's presence on the Commanders could serve as a catalyst for us to close the gap, or even surpass some of our rivals, especially if we bolster other areas of the roster. The Eagles, for example, have seen their offensive line perform at a high level, and a trade for Sewell could help us match that intensity. Plus, with the Super Bowl odds that have been fluctuating from plus 12-0 to plus 4-500, the stakes are higher than ever, and having Sewell could push us into that rarefied air. Of course, the trade isn't just about immediate gains. It's about setting a tone, establishing an identity, and signaling that the Commanders are serious about winning now and in the future. Sewell's elite talent, combined with our young core, could be the foundation of an offensive powerhouse that dominates the trenches for years to come. It's reminiscent of what the 49ers did with their offensive line in 2022, elevating their run game and pass protection to new heights, which helped them reach the NFC Championship game. Sewell could be the anchor that propels us in that direction. Now, I know some fans might be cautious. Trading away draft picks and a top young player always carries risks. But in today's NFL, building through the draft and free agency is a balancing act, and making bold moves like this shows a commitment to winning. The Commanders have been steadily improving, and with a few more pieces, especially on the offensive line, we could see a significant leap forward. Sewell's addition would be a statement that we're serious about competing with the best, and it would energize our fan base for what promises to be an exciting stretch run. And speaking of the future, this could also open the door for other potential moves, such as extending Sewell's contract or using our draft capital to acquire more talent on defense or at receiver to complement the offensive line upgrade. This kind of strategic chess game is what makes NFL offseasons so fascinating. And right now, the Commanders are in a position to make some bold moves that could define our franchise for years to come. It's about creating a sustainable winning culture, and having Sewell in the mix would definitely be a huge step in that direction. So as fans, we need to stay tuned, because if this trade materializes, it's going to send shockwaves through the division. The NFC East just got a whole lot more interesting. We're talking about a player who's been an all-pro, who's proven himself against the best, and who could immediately elevate our offensive line from average to elite. It's the kind of move that could spark a new era for the Commanders, one built on strength, resilience, and a relentless desire to win that Super Bowl. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Washington Commanders news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Washington Commanders fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential blockbuster trade? Do you think the Commanders should go all in for Sewell and make this happen? Or do you believe it's too risky? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion really matters to us and to the future of this franchise. Remember, we're all in this together, rooting for the same team and dreaming of that Super Bowl ring. Stay tuned because I'll be back soon with more updates, insights, and news, so keep your eyes peeled for the latest Washington Commanders buzz. This offseason is shaping up to be one of the most exciting yet, and with moves like this potentially on the table, the sky's the limit for what our team can achieve. Let's go, Commanders!